Hello and welcome to the Queber channel. I'm Jason, your host. The world's going to shit. It really is at the moment. There is so many flashpoints around the world that it's actually scary. And we don't focus on this a lot, but make sure you've got enough food in. Make sure you've got batteries for your phones, wherever you are in the world. This kind of thing that could be happening soon can affect you no matter how cozy you feel, no matter how good you feel. Make sure you've got backup food in. Make sure you've got phone numbers for your friends in case Discord goes down. Make sure you've got different ways of contacting people that matter to you. Why do I say this? We have an incredible amount of flashpoints at this moment in time. Now, I'm not saying things are going to go worse, but it looks like it probably could. First of all, the Middle East is on a tipping point. There could be a massive war down there and destabilization of the entire region, which will affect global commerce, will affect global oil production, will have a knock-on effect on everything. If you want to buy something, buy it now before this stuff happens. That only if you've got spare money, don't do it if you've not, but remember, the shit's getting real. The shit is really getting real at the moment. We are days away from Hezbollah and Iran attacking Israel, and this is just the start. Ukraine has invaded, and it has every fucking right to go into Russia and do what it's doing to fight back. I am nothing against that, but part of the Russian doctrine to do with tactical nuclear weapons and other types of heavy mass destruction weapons is to do with breaches of sovereignty, someone crossing their country line. Now, Russia does a lot of saber rattling and that, but Ukraine has pushed over 1,000 kilometers into Russia. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have done this, but a lot of people around the world are very, very nervous now. And with America doesn't have the ability to fight 3 wars at the same time. It does not. America is like the big peacekeeper hammer that you have in place that no one wants to fuck with anybody just in case they'll get involved. They're not perfect, they're not wonderful, but it's there. But there is eyes on America at the moment. The destabilization due to Trump and all the election stuff. So, America has sent a battle group, pretty much a carrier battle group, down to the Middle East because that could kick off there. America also has a battle group in the South China Sea area and that. But if things get worse, if fighting starts all over the place, if the Middle East kicks off, then one of the reasons that Putin has been funding and supporting the Iran and stuff like that is because they know that if there is a big war down there, it takes attention away from him. And it puts Europe in a bad position of choosing who to defend, where to send its troops, and all that. And at the same time, China is eyeing Taiwan very, very greedily and is doing the math at the moment about, has America got enough forces and have all these places got enough forces to deal with all these problems about to break out? Is this a perfect time for me to grab the money shot? This is the thingy. Beyond the riots, beyond all that kind of thing, shit could be getting really real very soon. Not talking end of the world shit, but we are talking We could have, at the very least, a global conflict coming into being. It's almost as if all the decks have been stacked in favour of this happening. The destabilisation in the UK, in Europe, Iraq, Israel, Hezbollah, Gaza, Ukraine, Russia. We're closer than we were in the Cold War to thingy. We're near. We've had lots of police cover, and you've got people like Argentina planning that they will probably see that they may try and go for the Falklands again. There's so many things going on, and then Iran's got very, 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 very close to having its first nuclear weapon. This is very worrying. Well, we are talking about, look after yourself, please. Think to yourself, if the power went out today, how would you cope? If the internet went out, how would you cope? If your shops had to start rationing food like they did in COVID, I mean, it's like, remember, we all say, oh, we were living the first world, and we all know all this, and we've got all this safety stuff and that. Well, look what happened in COVID, how things started. You had to basically only buy a couple of days of food and that, shops and that ran out of stuff. This is the time to stock up on a few things before things get crazy, before people do silly things. Because they will do silly things. They will panic when things shit hit the fan. This is the time to check on your neighbours and make sure everybody's okay. Make sure you've got basic ability to make fire. Basic ability to open a tin of food if your electric tin open stops freaking working, and basic things like that that need to be in place, because this week could be a tipping point. And do you know what's really bothering me? Most of the Western media is completely and totally downplaying the Ukraine invasion of Russia. That's when you worry. Normally the Western media would be all over this, but they're giving it very, very little airtime. They're focusing nearly all their time and stuff on Hezbollah, Iran, and Israel. And while that's a big thing, what people don't understand is that there's such a big risk with the Ukraine crossing the border like this. Once again, they deserve to be able to do that. Russia's been committing atrocities, and this fight's been going on so long. And I think they're gambling on the idea that they'll force them into the peace thing. But the thing is, you're pushing Russia up against a wall. Both. It's losing face with its own people. When it was across the border in Ukraine and all this and that, it could always say, and then the rockets and that coming over, yeah. But Ukraine has actually taken 1,000 kilometres verified of Russian and is in partial control of Kursk. This is not good for global stability. This could be very, very dangerous. We could be seeing a real escalation. Lots of people around the world are very, and I mean very, nervous at this moment in time. So yeah, make sure you've got your stuff, your shit sorted, and things sorted. I've been going around houses, make sure all my computers are updated, make sure they've got all the downloads, make sure I've charged all my battery systems and everything. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm really hoping it doesn't. I am not an apocalypse wisher. I am not someone who wants shit to go down. I've seen too many people die. I don't want to see any more hardship and all the crap. But I would be remiss if I didn't put this message out there that shit could get real. And that's the whole point. Things are really getting real when the press and that start to put a dampener on what they're reporting in the West. There's nowhere near the amount of uptick that there should be in news about the Russian stuff. Nowhere near the amount of uptick. So either they've been advised to tone it down, or they're scared. And yeah, the Iran-Israel thing could be just as bad, because there is nuclear powers. There is weapons of mass destruction in that area. There is a massive amount of volatile destabilization that could happen for the entire world. And I really, really worry. So that's why I wanted to do this, and I came out early because we're coming to the end of the summer now, but it's still going to be quite a hot day, and I want to come out of a nice little thingy while it's breezy and cool, and to finally leave the house without my hoodie on, because soon I'll have to wear my hoodie. But yeah, I've ordered some squirrel food, yay! So I can give food to the squirrelies. I love the squirrels, they're awesome. So yeah, take care of yourself, all of you. Look after those that matter to you, and make sure you've got other ways to contact and keep in touch, just in case shit goes down. Because you've got to remember, I believe Tencent has a major stake in Discord and things like that. And one of the biggest fighting things is... Actually, let's do another video. Let's do one more video. Stop this.